It is time, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the lower bracket final for Asia in the Marvel Rivals Championship PC edition for Season 0. We have, on the left, coming in from the upper bracket finals, it is BbiYak. They put on an incredible performance, an incredible set versus the team in the grand finals, aka Invincible. But they still find themselves down here. So now, they have to fight their way back up. And on the right, it is going to be Marvel2lRiva1s. We're not going to call them by any of their other names. MR Pro is also one of their little tag there, as you can see, Marvel2lRiva1s Pro. We're just not going to go into it. Banner is removed. BbiYak, they like their Black Panther. They're going to lock it in. But Marvel2lRiva1s, they have been seeing some of the play here from BbiYak, and they are going to take out the board. November seems to like it. So removing that from play might just give them a little bit more flexibility here. Loading on in. Marvel2lRiva1s, they came into this from the lower bracket, where they have 3-0'd their first two opponents, 3-2'd their last opponent, and then 3-0'd one of their middle opponents, and then 3-0'd their other two opponents. So despite coming in from the lower bracket, they are still looking incredibly strong. BbiYak, though, they took the team in the upper bracket to a final map. Let's see who comes out on top as we load in, ladies and gentlemen, to our lower bracket final. Best of 7, first to 4 wins. Let's see who comes out on top. On the left, on the defense, it is going to be BbiYak on the Symbiotic Surface. We have TTI Long. Probably one of my new favorite tank players of all time. Gonna be on that Doctor Strange. We have the Hela. Neil gonna be playing that Magneto, as we've been calling him. Luna Snow, Mantis, and we're gonna be seeing that Star-Lord. Marvel2lRiva1s, though. Fun. Gonna be bringing out that Magneto themselves. Speed boost from Felix on that Jeff. And then swapping to the Luna Snow ASDFD. Gonna be playing the Wolverine. Felix, as we mentioned before, starting on the Jeff and a speed boost on the team, and then swapping to the Luna Snow. YouTube Domi. Gonna be bringing out that Mantis. And Elite Chopper on the Doctor Strange of their own. And KR No Limit will be the Hela. Portals coming out. As usual, I will mention that we're seeing a little bit of stutter. That is because I am in the UK. This game was played, of course, in the Asia region. Therefore, the server just does not seem to like it. And this region in particular seems to cause a little bit of stutter. Now, Marvel2lRiva1s running what we would call a little bit more of an American team here, with that Wolverine as the second damage dealer. Immediately finding Star-Lord. November getting targeted down. But November able to find the gap and escape. But AS still continuing to go in deep. ASDFD finding members, just missing. We already see TTI Long getting taken out, though, as Marvel2lRiva1s are getting a little bit of momentum going. But Felix and No Limit taken out. And it looks like their attack is going to be held. Doesn't stop the Wolverine, though. Still just relentless pressure. Will be dropped down, though. Marvel2lRiva1s choosing the just relentless attack strategy. Damage boost. There's No Limit. Sending out the shots, just trying to whittle people down. Maximize that damage output. November hovering off to the side. Working on those damage numbers, doing a good amount of damage to Chopper. Retreating to the high ground. We're getting the Meteor M coming in from Fun to try and isolate, try and take out the front line, but it's going to be tanked through. Galactic Legend from November trying to get onto the back line, but they can't find anyone. They do take out ASDFD, though. Everyone else taking cover, forcing November to back off. The fate of both worlds being used, but to hold in the fate of both teams by both Lunar Snows. The Elemental Barrage coming out, Goddess of Death from No Limit to try and siege, but it's already popped. Did not get a lot of duration out of that. But Marv2lRiva1s, they're still pressuring. Very little pressure is being done here. Counter Hela. That extra shielding getting popped so quickly. They get isolated. Eye of Agamotto blocked completely by Marv2lRiva1s. And BbiYak gonna be pushed back. We're gonna see TTI Long getting taken out. Eye of Agamotto on the defense. And BbiYak forced off the point. And Marv2lRiva1s, they're gonna be able to activate that symbiote pod. And they'll be making their way in to try and get their way to point number 2. No Limit taking to the high ground. Pressuring out a little bit. TTI Long getting zoned out. No Limit. Sorry, Chopper that was. Back it out. Fun. Also frontlining, trading the tanking duties. Classic Asia frontline from both these teams. The Magneto. And of course, that Doctor Strange. Wolverine wrapping around from behind, tries to get a kidnap but cannot do so, instead turning onto Neil, trying to burst them down, takes a lot of damage, is able to get out though. Healed up already, has that last stand. Deep into the backline of the enemy team. There is the extra healing. Isolates Neil once again. This time, trying to burn through that Magneto with the last stand. Trying to get Neil, but they're still pushing through. We've lost Hela for the side of BbiYak as Marv2lRiva1s are tanking through. ASDFD is pushing through with the extra healing from Felix. They're trying to burst down those setups. YouTube Domi takes out the Strange. And finally, Chopper, with the help of ASDFD, takes out Neil. Moving towards that second point. Marv2lRiva1s looking super strong at this stage. Making their way in. Portal. Isolation on November wipes them off the board. That's one of the main damage dealers. That is such a huge pickup right now. No Limit in that Goddess of Death. Trying to pick them up, and it's being completely blocked out by their team there. Chopper tried to protect that No Limit so that they could get the maximum damage output. But BbiYak protecting their team and making sure that that damage did not result in any pickups. As BbiYak, they're holding the defense. They're pushing deep. The Maelstrom is getting good. November picking up a couple KOs. Finally coming back from that first pickup. Rejoins the team and gets the work done. No Limit trading out here with BbiYak's Hela. They pressure as best they can. Little bits of damage, trying to group people up. No hard commitments yet. They're just out damaging, doing the best they can. A lot of damage onto that Hela, actually. In a serious amount of trouble. Forced her Raven out of there. Taking through. Here comes ASDFD. Meteor M. Goddess of Death to try and survive through this. But there is going to be a Wolverine ready to turn this round. The shielding is just too much. Gets out of there, actually. Nice escape. Taking through this, has the high ground. The objective is held right before the point. BbiYak trying to delay, trying to hold as best they can. Eye of Agamotto is at the ready as we're seeing the Doctor Strange trying to push back the members of Marv2lRiva1s Pro as they're being dove pretty effectively. Eye of Agamotto comes out, but no one is getting caught in it this time. Marv2lRiva1s will get cleaned up though, as it's November who cleans up the team, stopping it at 1 point. 146 meters. Solid performance. BbiYak, great defense. This is not the easiest map to push on. Marv2lRiva1s now on the defense. 146 meters is where they have to put a stop to BbiYak. Find out who will go up in terms of score first. Any swap arounds? Any mix-ups? Looks like no so far. Looks like we're going to be seeing the same heroes, although Marv2lRiva1s, they are going to mix it up. They get rid of the Wolverine. ASDFD moving on to the Star-Lord for the defense. Little bit of techers. Neil giving their team that shield. Shields and jetpacks, baby.
What am I thinking? That you need a bigger gun? Bingo! Where do I find one?
Excuse me. And Neil back onto the Magneto. But that's a little bit of protection for their team here.
The battle starts in 5.
Marv2lRiva1s will be setting up their defensive position here. No limit, in fact, pushing quite far up. Looking to try and work down some health pool. Give themselves the time, but it looks like PT Young, portal below them, but they're able to evade it with the Cloak and Levitation. Good counter attempt. No! What is that? They're going to be sent back through the portal, knocked through by Magneto into the hole, and sent outside the map. Marv2lRiva1s finding the counter, sending TTI Long the portal. They did counter it, but then immediately just sent back through with the knockback. The level that these players are on with these Doctor Strange plays is actually crazy. Neil shielding their teammate as BbiYak begin to make their way onto the point. They lost a little bit of time with that failed first engage, but they still got 3 minutes. Protection is good. Neil backing up, self-shield, protects themselves. Creeping forward. They've got great protection here. TTI Long taken out by ASDFD. Element Blasters doing good, but that means Neil is now solo tanking. Forced to back off the point here. Phoenix keeping the team healed up in the backline. Has that Fate of both worlds at the ready. Marv2lRiva1s, they're keeping this defense pretty safe right now. No unnecessary risks. They just have control. No limit. Doing as much damage as they can. Fate of both worlds being dropped by both teams. Sticking with the healing mostly. Not swapping between the damage and healing too much. Galactic Legend coming out by November. Divvying the best they can. Counter from ASDFD. Magneto with the Meteor M absorbs quite a few of those hits, but it's already been dropped and no one is going down. Goddess of Death being dropped here by the side of BbiYak as they're trying to tank through. There's the Eye of Agamotto as they snipe one. Dobby is taken out on the defense. Counter Goddess of Death, though, has no limit. Wipes out one, wipes out two. And it looks like Marv2lRiva1s 2-3 make it 4-3. They're going to be able to clean up what is left here. They will wipe them down. And with 1 minute and 25 seconds left, Marv2lRiva1s, they're holding at the first point here. And that was all of the ultimates used by the side of BbiYak, except for that Meteor M. But it was also all the ultimates used by Marv2lRiva1s, meaning that they have the chance to try and turn this round.
Only 60 seconds left.
No limit. Maximizing that damage output. Neil creeping in. Meteor M, they know it's their chance, but the shield from Fun shuts it down. Neil takes a nap. 45 seconds. They play aggressively. They know if they go down now, there's a chance they can make it for one more push. So they've got to play aggressively now. Maximize their time. November takes out Fun on the back line as they push on in, trying to set themselves up for a counter push. Fate of both worlds, once again, the fight just is sort of put on pause, while both the Lunar Snows have a dance party. Here comes ASDFT, dropping in, but sniped out immediately, meaning November is going to be the only Galactic Legend in this fight, taking out 1-2, and the cart is about to be activated. And BbiYak hold on with a few seconds left and make their way in to try and beat the distance, because that's what it's about now. They essentially have to complete objective number 2. That's how far the distance is. November team arriving to keep them topped up. Popping in, takes a little bit of damage, but the healers are still there. TTI Long taking a lot of damage, but heals, shields, Magneto helping them out here. Neil doing a fantastic job. There's the dive. Agamotto takes out Fun. They get ASDFT, and that's going to be BbiYak pushing in that little bit further. They don't have the cart with them right now because they are just trying to keep those respawns coming. The cart is on its way, but they're delaying. They're holding as long as they can here. They've got the Soul Resurgence coming in from Siona to keep the team up as they're taking a lot of damage here. No Limit is in the game of chicken. Neil has that Meteor M back. Trying to keep them out. The cart is coming. It's approaching. The finish line is there as Marvel Rivals have to hold. Meteor M by Fun. Neil is able to absorb it. No one's going to be taken down here as the fate of both ones is going to keep the team alive as we're seeing the push in. BbiYak with the Meteor M for the hold. They take out Dobby again. No Limit into the air with that Goddess of Death. Same for the side of BbiYak as both teams are maximizing damage output. November able to escape into the ceiling. Hella doing the damage. 6 meters to go. Marvel Rivals, they have the man advantage, though they clear him up, and there's still 60 seconds left. ASDFT taken out, No Limit. Grabbing the opposing Hella, and finally, Neil is down. That's a full reset onto BbiYak. They now have 40 seconds to finish out this game. If Marvel Rivals can hold them here, they go 1 up in this best of 7. No portal. They have it available, but they choose to go in on foot. TTI Log. Galactic Legend activated by ASDFT. Chopper coming in. Agamotto catches Neil, and 3 members of the backline are wiped out immediately with 6 seconds left. There's almost no chance for BbiYak to make it onto the point, and that is going to be round number 1. So close. 6 meters in it. Round number 1 going over to Marvel Rivals. Chopper taking the MVP there. Very solid Strange play. Why does that skin make it look like J. Jonah Jameson became Sorcerer Supreme? 39k damage blocked to 37k. The Doctor Strange is both just tanking beyond belief here. Healing numbers, again, so close. The Lunar Snows, 39 to 39k. These teams, from what we're seeing here in these numbers, are almost exactly evenly matched. So far, the only difference is that ASDFT has been able to out-damage November. So far, that's the only really notable difference. About 2k difference. But that's going to be game number 1. It is not over yet, folks. We are going to head to a break. And when we come back, we'll be heading into game number 2 of this best of 7 between Marvel Rivals and BbiYak. See you all in a moment. And we are in. It's map number 2. Royal Palace is where we will be headed. We arrive with Bruce Banner already being taken out, as is the Namor. These teams sticking fairly standard for the moment. Lot of Jeff love coming in from BbiYak. Not picking it, but they do show the love with the hover. Hela and Psylocke this time getting secured. Very cool. Psylocke, very solid against Hela. If you can get the right angle, you can blow up Hela before she has much of a chance to react. This can give you a good position to turn a fight in your favor. Hawkeye, removed from the board. Final ban, Marvel Rivals. 1-0 up in this best of 7. Excuse me. Now in a situation where they can take some control. They ban the Star-Lord. Now, they played really well with the Star-Lord, but they've decided that they would prefer to avoid it than be forced to pick it again. ASDFD going to be looking at that Psylocke this time. November doing the same. Drafts pretty similar, even with the early techers. The early shield techs for both teams. Now, obviously, the team, it is a domination map, so they do get a little bit of time to do this. It's not going to be a situation where the attacking team isn't able to because they have to move out quickly. There's the beacon. But otherwise, these drafts looking pretty similar.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Difference is, it is the tank player that is dropping the BRB for BbiYak and the healer for Marvel Rivals. Very interesting.
I'm never coming anywhere near your flocking realm. You can count on that.
Shields being picked up. That mantelpiece, collecting a couple there. Just like it's Christmas. Don't forget to leave your flak jackets and armor packs out for Santa. For next year, as it's 2025 by now. Portal. Interesting, on the further high ground, not onto the closer one, which teams seem to prefer. Both teams do portal in, though, and immediately start trading shots back and forth. Hela on the side of BbiYak, already taking a lot of damage, same with No Limit. Getting chased down, focused down, dropped low, healed up. Tries to Raven out, gets caught on the wall, but healing is enough. ASDFD, though, already taken out on that Psylocke. November is on the flank, trying to get some damage of their own here. Dropped low, but tanking. Little bits of damage. Pressuring onto Chopper as best as they can. November onto No Limit. If they can wipe them out, it's exactly what we talked about. The Crow is dropped, but they get it. November with the pickup exactly where they need it. Fate of Both Worlds being dropped once again by both Lunar Snows as Doctor Strange takes out Dobby. And we are seeing BbiYak taking control here. But with November down, how long can they keep it? November holding it, fun with the Meteor Air into the Eye of Agamotto, trying to set themselves up for a wombo here. ASDFD with the Dance and the Butterfly. But Marvel Rivals, they're not able to finish more than Neil and the Lunar Snow. But they're still trying their best. The point is being held by Marvel Rivals for now, but here comes the counter, Dance and the Butterflies. Good pickup by No Limit, grabbing Siona here. Chopper able to take out the opposing Hela. Marvel Rivals, they finally got control of the point here. BbiYak being forced to reset and push up again solo. They've got some good harassment going. Big damage output. No Limit with the wraparound, trying to isolate those backliners. Has the Goddess of Death, but is holding on to it for now. ASDFD trying to do their work as well. Here comes the Goddess of Death from the side of BbiYak to try and wipe out this defense. Takes out the stealthing Psylocke. Now looking for Fun or Dobby or anyone they could reach here. Meteor M from Neil takes out Dobby, who is having a rough game getting targeted here. Down they go though. Chopper. Barely any HP left as we're going to be seeing BbiYak retaking control of the point here. Down goes Siona. But there's no one left to hold it. 62 to 52, but BbiYak have control and their percentage will continue to rise. Shots being taken from downtown. Holding that front line at the moment. TTI Long. Shielding, protecting. Psylocke taken down. Goddess of Death from No Limit as Marv2lRiva1s trying to retake it. Good protection by TTI Long, but they did not have enough shield. They are taken out. The damage is good. Tries to snipe Hela out of the air. They may just have to do so with the hits, guys. The healing comes out. They take them down. But No Limit is now being dove. They stay alive, though. Need the healing from the team, though, as a dive attempt from November is shut down. 89 for BbiYak. 65 for Marv2lRiva1s. Marv2lRiva1s in control. A very close game between these two on this second map. It's just the first round. Portal comes in to launch themselves onto that 5 Dance of the Butterflies. Coming in from the side of November to try and take out that backline, but they're tagging through with the fate of both worlds. ASDFD, they wait out the ultimate, though. They drop their own Dance of the Butterfly. Fun is down. No Limit took out November. And ASDFD is deep in that backline, picking up a single, making a double. As Neil goes down, Felix gets the final hit onto the Hela. And that's going to be Marv2lRiva1s taking round number 1 of map 2. Full control for them here as we head into Odin's Archive. Are we going to see any adjustments in? Both these teams, again, just a mirror matching into each other right now, so it's coming down to a skill matchup. And right now, Marv2lRiva1s seem to be holding that skill. Any adjustments from BbiYak? Other than the fact that they are still using the rocket tech and Marv2lRiva1s aren't. A little bit of extra protection. No reason to say no to that.
And you will, one day when you enter my realm.
Calm before the storm. At this second stage, Marv2lRiva1s, they could go up 2-0 over BbiYak here. BbiYak, they could even up the map score if they win the next 2 rounds here. The rollout from the side of BbiYak with that little bit of extra protection from the shield. Shots being traded, damage boost onto November. Trying to set themselves up as best as they can. Chopper deep in the front line. Neil takes to the sky. Buying the time. Point being contested after it is activated. Chopper, little bit surrounded here, but Fun finally coming in to give them the assistance they need. They're able to take out the Doctor Strange, TTI Long, and they also grab the Hela. Chopper playing very aggressively this game, really trying to pile the pressure on. Gets the shield from the Magneto, allows them to tank through. Drop down to the low ground, launch back up, rejoin their team. Good time for that shield to recharge. Ultimates ready for basically everyone on both teams. Neil getting focused down, takes a lot of damage. Here comes the Eye of Agamotto, catches Doctor Strange and the Mantis as TDI Long survives, but Yoda gets taken down. Dance of the Butterfly to try and burn through. Counter Eye of Agamotto grabbing 3 members of Marvel Rivals, but where's the follow-up? November with their own Dance of the Butterfly trying to tank through as Fun takes out Lunar Snow with the Meteor M, and even though November got the damage output, their team will fall. Marvel Rivals tanking through once again. Chopper. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Gonna try and block their portal. I gotta look. Oh, they did it. They have to go through the other side. That portal is blocked. They have to walk. Chopper playing magnificently today. Making a good argument that they could be the Strange that takes the side of Marvel Rivals into that grand finals. No Limit taking quite a lot of damage here. Needs a pick-me-up from the team. Here comes Siona with a Soul Rejuvenation. No Limit into the center of the map. Goddess of Death looking for the right angle. Trying to find anyone here. Gets one. Looks for more of the defenders. Neil dropping low, gets the shield out. One more! Unable to get it, but it is finished off by November. Sorry, by ASFD. Chopper trying to hold the line. Overtime, keeping the point going. But no, they lose control, and BbiYak have the percentage going here, but they have actually just been cleared off the board here. They need to get back on that point ASAP because overtime is being ticked. There's the snipe. Hella buying time, but Goddess of Death, is anyone else going to be able to step onto the point? No! Goddess of Death removing themselves from the point, losing the overtime. What a disaster! And that's going to be a 2-0. Marvel Rivals take yet another map as they creep towards that final victory. They are looking so strong right now. Lead taken by Marvel Rivals. They are holding right now 2-0. 11 final hits for ASFD, 9 for Chopper. On the other side, highest scores are 5, which is less than both No Limit and Dobby, who was able to get the double hit, the 6 eliminations as well. Highest damage blocked going over to TTI Long. Not too surprising, but Chopper playing like a savage animal this game. Top healing. Felix will be taking that home with 24k, just a little bit above Lunar Snow from BbiYak. Will we see match point next round, or will the comeback of BbiYak begin? Let's head to a break, and then we'll be heading in to game number 3. And we are back in, ladies and gentlemen, map number 3. And the first ban goes over to BbiYak. We are heading to Hell's Heaven It's domination once more. Marvel Rivals looking to take us to a match point. BbiYak just looking to get on the board. No ban from BbiYak. Strategy or bio break? Answer in the comments. Namor still going to be taken out by Marvel Rivals. They're going to secure that Bruce banner. Try and force some bans out of BbiYak. Force at least an Iron Man ban. BbiYak, do they secure anything? Is this in fact an AFK drafter? They're going to lock in the Doctor Strange. Perhaps we'll see both teams go for that Iron Man, or is this the game of Iron Man chicken? BbiYak. They take it out. Alright, but they still both have the Doctor Strange and Hulk combo. If they do want it, it still works. Excuse me. Still gives them a good opportunity to just try and burst through that front line. We're seeing Magneto taken out, so kind of forcing teams to lean towards a Doctor Strange Hulk combo, but there are other options. If we're talking about America, even though Hulk was picked up majority of the times it was let through, perhaps we could see a Venom sneaking its way in. Works for North American players. Do Asia even consider it? Otherwise, draft's looking pretty much the same. This all really comes down to what Neil swaps onto after he is done shielding his team. Felix going to be dropping that beacon once they are back in the game. There we go.
30 seconds before you attack.
Beacon is down. So Neil is going to be the question here. Shield on the team. Are they going to stick with the classic combo, that Gamma Maelstrom? Or is this going to be a situation of maybe... Oh, that was fast. Fast switch there. Or was this going to be a situation of someone else with a little bit of dive? Or maybe a little bit of extra tankiness? But no. Sticking with standard here.
All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Portal immediately from TTI Long. Taking them to the high ground, and you can see the exact same is happening from Marvel Rivals forcing the duel. Big shield coming out from Neil as they do the indestructible guard. Sorry about the stutter, just how the servers work. As Chopper's taken out, but November wipes out on the side as well in the Psylocke duel. Push back off the point as Neil showing their aggression, showing their power. Doing some good work here. We're going to see BbiYak start with their percentage on the point as Neil able to help them zone out. Hanging on to the walls, utilizing that Hulk jump. This is the part of the Hulk abilities that we don't see people use that often, weirdly. From above, from downtown with the radioactive lockdown. Really piling on the pressure, fighting the squishy members. There comes the indestructible guard. Neil is playing hyper aggressive here, but gets slept. Will get healed up, protected by the team. Tanking through as best they can, finally being forced back into that banner. November taken out once again by ASDFD. The Psylocks dueling and trading, trying to find the Hellas as well.
I'm ready to put on a show.
Good damage. Here comes the fate of both worlds from the side of BbiYak to hold on to their percentage, but a little bit longer. Neil back into Hulk form. Felix now with theirs. Dance of the Butterfly. And they find nothing. Combination of that fate of both worlds and the quick Raven. allowing BbiYak to back out, but they have now lost control. Losing control of the point, we are seeing Marv2lRiva1s beginning to tick up their percentage. Slow and steady, the regroup from BbiYak as they make their way in. Neil gets stunned out. ASDFD on the wraparound. Here comes the Dance of the Butterfly from November to try and just burn through. Chopper takes out one. November is super low though. Into the backline, trying to cause some damage, but will just get targeted down and picked off here. Chopper holding the front line right now. They have the Eye of Agamotto, as does TTI Long. The trades, damage output, still quite high. Even though the BbiYak have been forced off the point, the damage output is good. But Marv2lRiva1s, that percentage is ticking up, and the longer it goes on for, the more likely they are to close this out and take us to a match point. Delaying for now. Doctor Strange is trading shots and shields into the high ground. Fun. In with the Hulk smash. Trying to get onto that backline. Trying to buy them the extra time. The Eye of Agamotto being saved. Gamma Blast with the Maelstrom, doing a lot of damage here. They're tagging through. Eye of Agamotto shielded barely. They tag through it as Marv2lRiva1s will be holding the point. Dance of the Butterfly onto the backline, but they're grouped up, splitting that damage perfectly. Fate of both worlds, Goddess of Death from the sky, doing damage. BbiYak dropping everything they can to try and hold this. Chopper takes out Siona. Neil gets stunned out. No Limit in the high ground, getting blocked out once again by TT Long, but they gotta hold overtime as well. Marv2lRiva1s chasing them back. While TTI Long was in the air, their team was getting eliminated, and Marv2lRiva1s take the first stage of map number 3. Frozen Airfield is our next point. Marv2lRiva1s showing up in dominating fashion in this lower bracket final. They want that grand final. Again, they have self-proclaimed in their team description that they are tournament winners from the pre-release set. That's a heck of an expectation to place on yourselves when we enter into the first season. Season 0 of Marv2lRiva1s Championship. But if they can win this in front of a crowd of literally just me, and then in several days, thousands, and also on the main broadcast for even more, they can become eternal legends. Chopper opening up the portal to the high ground. Both teams once again mirroring each other. They're so similar, and yet Marv2lRiva1s seems to be closing out. ASDFD takes out Siona right off the back. Does the Butterfly in the backline. They try to chase down November. ASDFD finds November and gets the final hit, meaning that once again, we're going to see Marv2lRiva1s start getting the first percentage. Shields onto No Limit, keeping the team topped up. Fun. Holding the line for the moment, up to the high ground, finds Neil, decides against it. Slow and steady from BbiYak. Double stun as they get locked down a little bit. Fun. Pressuring in there. If they can keep them fighting there, they don't fight them on the point. They've got a great choke point for Hulk there where they can just left click and have a lovely time. Neil getting popped. Not into banner though. They tag through it and are still in the fight. Eye of Agamotto, but the shield is glorious as we see BbiYak falling once again. The wombo out of Marv2lRiva1s, shielding their team to make sure there was no counter. Eye of Agamotto and BbiYak fall as 50% is passed by Marv2lRiva1s. No Limit. Forced to take a bit more of a roundabout route as the map adjusts. I'm so excited for the new map. It looks so cool. Always a fan of every time Dracula shows up in anything Marvel related. Fun, fun. Dropping the Hulk smash right off the bat here. Trying to set themselves up. Siona with the soul rejuvenation. Both Hulks are in there deep. Big stomps. Trying to take down Chopper. Neil looking for Chopper. Fun looking for TTI Long, but both actually survive. Dobby is the only one to fall so far. Hela knocking Strange out of the air to give Hela a little bit of space. Eye of Agamotto finds no stuns, but it might not be needed as Marvel Rivals, losing 2 members, make it 3. And BbiYak on 99% on the overtime, as usual, in the last possible second. They've been able to retake control. And they are still in this, holding on to the best of their abilities. Shots. Hela on the flank. Has that Goddess of Death. The brawl up top as the Hulks. Trade hits. Freeze from the Lunar Snow. A little bit of a dive into the back line. Not as many people here as they would probably like, but they do find TTI Long, taking them up to the high ground, allowing Toby to get the final hits. Here comes the Goddess of Death. Looking for the turnaround to work through that backline damage, but Dobby, the healing is just too good! With the fate of both worlds, keeping them alive. Chopper, Eye of Agamotto, does not find the targets they want. Portal bringing the rest of the team in as they join in with the Dance of the Butterfly for the attempted defense to push back the members of BbiYak off the point. Dobby with the Soul Resurgence, Siona matching the same. Fun, popping into that Hulk smash. That could be the key they need, and it's one of the only ultimates still on the board. That extra hit points could be exactly what it need. They find Hela, they take them out. That could be it as they blast them back off the point. Shield to keep the team up, but Fun, little bit isolated. 82%, 99%. They're buying time though. They are delaying so their team can arrive. Keep the enemy team busy. Keep them from resetting and setting up. The impenetrable guard trying to get onto TTI Long. Trying to force them out. Able to do so. ASDFD takes them down. No Limit has taken to the sky and is raining down death upon Neil. Trying to finish them off. But still, BbiYak holds strong. ASDFD takes out Siona. Down goes the Hela. And this might finally be it. They push through, leaving only Neil. Neil goes down. Eye of Agamotto, one last attempt, but the headshot from No Limit secures it. And we are heading to match point for Marvel Rivals as they go up 3-0 in this best of 5. A 3-0 lead right now for Marvel Rivals. They've set themselves up beautifully to head into these grand finals with all the momentum in the world. But can they do it? Can they close this out? It's a lot of pressure coming in from the lower bracket as well. 29k healing dwarfed by BbiYak though. 34k on their Lunar Snow. Top damage, barely, by just a little bit. It's going to be BbiYak's Hela. Damage, in fact, stats-wise, BbiYak kind of topping in almost everything except where it matters. The final hits, the eliminations. 3, 7, 10, 12, 15 for the side of BbiYak. And that's just the tanks for Marvel Rivals. Setting themselves up nicely. That is going to be a solid lead. Taken by Marvel Rivals 3-0. They have the opportunity to close this series out here and now, right after this break. See you all in just a moment. Oh, like, comment, subscribe, do the things that I always forget to do. Look in the comments and find all my socials. Give me presents. I like presents. I'm not being paid for this. I get monetization, and trust me, it's not a lot. Thank you all for watching. See you all next time. Wait, not see you all next time. That's how I end it. See you in a second. Next game. Be right back. It's match point. Yggdrasil Path is where Marvel Rivals could secure their place in the grand finals. BbiYak, they need to, right now, be at the start of a reverse sweep. Something that I have yet to see in Marvel Rivals. It's a difficult and tall order. BbiYak say, no thank you, that Hulk was very strong. It punched us, didn't like it, get rid of it. Marvel Rivals sticking with the more removal, they just don't want to see it. Hawkeye gonna be secured this time. Bit of a longer map. A little bit more space for Hawkeye to work. Especially on those early points. My throat is so gravelly. I guess that's what you get from, like, just casting solid for days on end. Trying to get these down before the replays disappear. Psylocke. Gonna be secured as well. BbiYak. Is there anything that they are scared of from Marvel Rivals? What's worth banning? What's been irritating? Probably the Hela, I would say, but if they want the Hela, they choose not to ban or they missed it. Marvel Rivals, they take out the Star-Lord. I don't think there's anything else that BbiYak have shown that would have been a better ban than that. So I am pretty happy with that. Unless they wanted to ban out the Doctor Strange themselves, but Chopper has shown that they are just as powerful as Doctor Strange. So no real reason to do so. Seemingly pretty comfortable to run this strat. Star-Lord being taken away. BbiYak, despite being on attack, do start with a rocket. Sorry, Marvel Rivals, starting on defense. Do start with a rocket. Ah, that's why. They send it right through the door. And the team is actually going to be patient. They're just going to wait it out. Get the shields. A little bit of a jetpack for ASDFD. Shields being spread out. Phoenix just waiting for everyone to pick something up. And then the second they do, quick swap, through the snow. Neil, on the other hand, had all the time in the world. Is this going to be worth it? Because Marvel Rivals, they actually do arrive a little bit later than they would have otherwise now. Meaning it's a pretty safe door exit for the side of BbiYak. No sneaky portal plays off the bat. Chopper shielding out, buying time. Moving back to their team. Climbing up to the high ground so they get a better angle. A little bit of damage. Portal coming out from TTI Long. Looks like they are choosing. A little bit of stutters as usual due to the area differences. Portal acting as a little bit of a shield, you can see there. Making it so their opponents have a little bit of a harder time hitting them. Basically a group wall, allowing them to push up without getting too caught out of position here. Forcing a wraparound, sleep onto TTI Long, and this is one of the reasons I really love TTI Long, the creativity they have here with these portals. They're not just engage tools, using them to just try and just block people's attacks, and this is where they seem to get advantages off the side. But Chopper has shown that they have counter portals out the wazoo, sending at one point TTI Long off the map with a ground portal into Magneto combo. Here's DFD. Getting good damage output. They are the one on the Hela this time because No Limit is going to be the one on the Hawkeye. The two characters who are getting nerfed next season, they take out Neil. Damage output looking good, but the healing is still there as well. No Limit, forced to leap away. Quick heals will get topped up. Getting some good hits here. They've managed to put a complete hold to BbiYak. BbiYak coming in though, as I say it though, but Dance with the Butterflies, able to take out ASDFD on that Hela. Trying to take out Chopper as well if they can do so, but no! That is an insane blow up with the Gamma Burst. Fun is not able to land the Meteor M, but they're still contesting it. Aya Magamoto stuns out both the healers of BbiYak as Siona is taken down. Fate of both worlds going to be dropped to try and keep BbiYak in this fight as Marv2lRiva1s look to just clear out this attack and set themselves up for the defense. Meteor M, Aya Magamoto to stun them down, takes down Domi. The Marv2lRiva1s, they still have the body advantage, looking to try and finish off November, which they do. Still pushing forward, blasting down the final vestiges of this attack by BbiYak. 1 minute to go. BbiYak beginning to regroup. Looking like they may be able to set themselves up for one last push here. Fun. Taking a lot of damage, but the healing is there. No Aya Magamoto's, in fact, currently the only ultimate that is available is No Limit, who is still on their way back from spawn. 82% though on the ultimate from November, 90 for Felix. No Limit arriving back into the fight, sending damage from downtown onto ASFD. ASFD finishes off the pickups though of the two members. November, they take out the Hela, they get Siona, and it looks like this may be the cleanup from Marv2lRiva1s to take round number 1 on map number 4 and forced all the way back to base with 20 seconds left. What the BbiYak have left in the tank to try and get back into this? No Limit might even hold on to the ultimate here. Meteor M to prevent any extra dive. The damage is absorbed by the shield. Hunter's Sight to just try and pick off those backliners to get the healing out. Damage is good, but we're not seeing anyone in the feed here. Meaning that BbiYak continue to pressure. Neil, last second swap, brings out the Captain America. Make sure they can get onto the point. Here comes ASDFD though with the Goddess of Death. November with the butterfly trying to get that damage output. Neil is tanking through this beautifully with the shield. The cart creeping forward. That is going to be ASDF. Kyle taken out here. Chopper tanking through as best they can, giving time for the rest of the team to rejoin here. But BbiYak, they're holding the point, but where's the damage output? Aya Magamoto! Good damage, locks down Fun, but where is the follow-up? We're not seeing any more bodies hitting the floor here as overtime is ticking down. Finally, Chopper will be eliminated. Neil trying to pressure, trying to force them out of the spawn point, force them all the way back, and it looks like they may have succeeded, as we are seeing Marvel Rivals all back in spawn, and BbiYak make it to point number 1 with overtime.
Now might be a good time to stop them.
Neil going to be staying. They were looking to swap cap there, but they have the ultimate, so they might as well utilize that ultimate before they swap out. Creeping forward. Looking for the angle of attack. Avengers assemble. Making their way forward. Diving in. Big damage output. They're trying to finish off literally anyone. Get the best that they can. The shielding is good. They can afford to get taken out here. They really are just inting to make sure that they get some value, and they succeed, taking out Fun on the side here. Neil just hyper aggressive and relentless here. They're buying time, delaying. Is that TTI Lord portaling? They've portaled, they created another barrier so that the enemy team cannot make their way through that main tunnel, but they're already here in the defensive positions off to the side as Neil dives on in once again. It's deep in the backline, but Fate of both ones are going to be coming out to try and keep that team up, and Neil falls along with most of the rest of their team as Felix tags through, and they force BbiYak back to their spawn, where they have 1 minute left to reach the next point. No limit.
Only 60 seconds left.
Watching the entrance. Immediately finds a shot. Being patient.
I am wounded.
But patience is not something that BbiYak can really afford to have with 44 seconds remaining. 91 meters. It's not bad. Aya Magamoto stuns out Siona, who is immediately sniped there. Dance of the Butterfly coming out from November to try and finish off more backline as Neil is taken out, as Marvel Rivals are wiping the rest of the board. Goddess of Death doing good damage, and with 19 seconds left, that is likely going to be it from the push of BbiYak. Marvel Rivals, solid defense. 10 seconds left. Can anyone make it? Neil, he's going for distance. He's going for speed. He's made it to the point. Neil trying to buy time with the overtime. The cap strat finally works out. A player finally makes it in time. They're delaying. They're buying time on the overtime so that their team can make it in to try and defend this. Neil's life is sacrificial here, but is it going to be enough? Ayamamoto from above. They're trying to take it, but the members of Marvel Rivals are tanking too much. They've got the fate of both worlds. They've got the KOs, and that is going to be the overtime, ticking down the size stealth to buy a little bit of time, but no one else can make it. A valiant attempt. I love what they're doing. BbiYak, even when there's seconds remaining, they refuse to go down without a fight. They are always thinking, always trying something. And we love to see that. But have they tried their last strat, as Marvel Rivals are now 1 point away? If they can get that cart to point 1 and then 92 meters, then they will be going to the grand finals. And BbiYak will have secured 3rd place. BbiYak not only need to pull a reverse sweep in terms of map wins, they need to pull a reverse sweep in this map. A reverse sweep within a reverse sweep.
Get ready.
BbiYak, they gotta pull everything out of the bag here. As they set up for defense, eventually. Hella. Psylocke, okay. November. They're choosing to bring out the Hawkeye of their own
The battle starts in
for this defense.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Marvel Rivals looking to just make the distance here. BbiYak, they have to put on the defense of their lives, because this is the last one they have. shots from November, setting their team up. The fact that they don't have a Hela is risky. What a shot by November, though, onto No Limit. But their Psylocke immediately taken out here. Neil continuing to frontline, continuing to tank. Fun going down as well. November has shown up right now.
I need assistance.
Setting themselves up, pushing forward, letting their tanks hold the front line. And they're finding the shots when they need them. Almost on that one. That one was close. Up to the high ground. Trying to find Felix if they can. That would be ideal. Taking out the healer on the backline. Or No Limit, so that no one can really trade with them. Dived.
Just what the doctor ordered.
Little bit of pressure immediately coming out as you did see the dive up to the high ground by Chopper.
A nice deep freeze.
There is still distance being gained by Marv2lRiva1s, while BbiYak are giving everything they can to defend. The Hawkeyes dueling back and forth. It's going to go over to the side of Marv2lRiva1s as Felix, with the fate of both worlds, is keeping their team up.
Now I am more dangerous. I suck.
Already losing one member. No Limit is taken out by Neil. Eye of Agamotto comes out, only stunning Dobby. ASDFD has taken to the sky. They land on one, taking out the Lunar Snow. And this is exactly what Marv2lRiva1s need to force the rout out of BbiYak. With 2 minutes remaining, they would be in a great position. If they can make it with that, then they have so much time. Meteor M coming in from Neil.
Never miss.
ASDFD pulling back. Eye of Agamotto catches the Psylocke. November is trying to burn through with the Hunter's Sight, but they're going to be finished off as No Limit is burning through that front line. Chopper gets the finishing blows.
I don't have to be center stage.
With 1 minute 30 left,
Just what the doctor ordered.
Vehicle reached the check.
it is now about distance. 4 minutes on the clock to get 91 meters.
Straight on till Yggdrasil.
In secondary school, I was pretty okay at the 100 meters. I'm pretty sure I could do 91 in 4 minutes. I don't remember my time, but I'm pretty sure I can make that one. Considering it's supposed to be like 15 to 12 seconds.
Need some help.
The shots coming in, No Limit. Trying to just melt through that front line.
A nice deep freeze.
Sonic boom.
Good damage onto November. No Limit. Trading favorably right now. Marv2lRiva1s, 52 meters. Psylocke says hello, says goodbye. November starting to fall behind a little bit in the trade. Are the nerves getting to them? Fate of both worlds coming out immediately as they try to tank through, but we've already seen 2 members of BbiYak going down, and it's right on that finish line as well. This is dangerous. No Limit trying to maximize damage. Goddess of Death into the sky. Takes out Neil. Takes out everyone. And Marv2lRiva1s, they have an empty pathway right now with portals being dropped to zone them out. Hell's Ascent. Astral Flock up to the high ground to guarantee that no one can stop them, as we will be seeing a 2-1, meaning Marv2lRiva1s in dominant fashion take a 4-0 and will be moving on to the grand finals to play against Invincible. Phoenix with the well-deserved MVP here. Dominating control. 35k healing. BbiYak, they actually triple healed at the end there. As one last chance to try and get their way back into it. Did not work out. 23k damage by ASDFD, topping the board, and by a lot. Damage blocked, pretty close. Neil keeping up with Chopper. But it's actually going to be TTI Long. 40k, who was able to close out the top tank numbers. They get SVP for their team. But that is going to be a victory for Marvel Rivals. In tomorrow's game, they will be going up against Invincible to decide on your first I was about to say North America. That's what I've been doing up till yesterday. Your first Asia Marvel Rivals champions. It's a tall order. Fighting from the lower bracket and all. Marvel Rivals. We'll see if they have what it takes. Congratulations to BbiYak for taking 3rd place. But that is it for today's game. I think that's it for my cast for today in real life as well. I just did all of the Asia semi-finals, the upper finals, lower finals. I think I'll save the grand finals for tomorrow and really hope they don't delete the replays yet. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Your support is so wonderful and so lovely, and it really helps me with these casts because it keeps the motivation going. Seeing those positive messages makes me so happy. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been Tetcher. I have been your caster for today, and I am going to bed. See you all next time.